So welcome everyone on week 5 and day 1. Okay, this is business analysis track and we have been learning all about business analyst and business analysis, and we are getting a deep dive in today, day by day, every day. Okay, so I believe that you are already you have just isolated yourself to focus on the learning. And when I'm talking about focus, I would expect from you what laser focus, not a simple focus, because when you divert your mind, you may totally lose something golden nugget we may be sharing during our talk. So that's why I would also advise that along with me, including me, should have a backup of internet as well. So everyone out there, so are you with me so far? You are able to listen to me, see me clearly? Just show me a thumbs up, or just
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nishaji, for responding. Awesome. So yeah, let me move further to our slide, and slide is visible, Prernaji, right?
Yes, it is.
So I would like to give this to you now.
Okay. So, a very good evening and warm welcome to the second session of business analysis. So, today I would like to start with the recap for, especially for our new members, Dipti and Priya. So, would you like to take this opportunity and start, sharing that what were your understanding in yesterday's session, and what did you, what did you understand, or what rather what comes to your mind when you say business analysis, and why it is important, what does need? So, would you like to share with us, what do you feel if somebody asks you in general, hey, what is business analysis? So what things would come to your mind, please?
Okay, yeah, I'll go
Yeah,
first.
great.
Okay. Yeah, what I understood from yesterday's session was like
Mm-hmm.
they work with organizations or they work with other people to, improve the process, the systems, and get a task accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Communicating with various other teams. It's like a middleman or like a bridge of
Right,
communication. We
right.
have to be really sharp and focus on the details, details to attention oriented and details to attention. I mean, sorry, I'm really sorry. So
No, it's
attention
okay.
oriented and yeah, just making um, just be sharp at the point, and whatever they let us know, we'll have to make it a point and make sure that the end product is I mean, end product is satisfying for the
Okay,
view.
okay, very well put. So, I may ask, what is the need of a business analyst, in the situation, in the current, business scenario or any organization? Why do we hire them?
Uh, what to put in simple words, maybe to get a clear picture or a clear understanding
Mm-hmm.
of what needs to be done.
Okay, and would you like to dig in a little? You are almost there. You're almost there. I just want to hear something which we had, highlighted yesterday. Yes, you are almost there. Yes. When you said they bridge the gap, and they are the middlemen,
Yeah.
which which gap they may, uh, bridge, or we do not have any Diptis today, not yet joined. Okay,
No, not
Chanchal.
yet. No,
No,
Dipti.
both of them are not there.
Yeah.
Surprising. Okay, okay, fine. Anybody else? Nisha ji, Mayank, Chanchal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
uh,
so much, Priya, by the way. Very well explained. Yes, yeah. So, what is the need of a business analyst?
in today's business
Mm-hmm.
world, basically a business analyst is a bridge, is a point of
Right.
contact between the
Mm-hmm.
stakeholders and the technical team. So he would take the
Very
requirements
well.
and the
Yes.
needs from the
Yes.
stakeholders and prepare certain documents and share them with the technical team in a specific and proper manner to provide
Okay.
solution.
Okay. So, he is the bridge between stakeholders and development team, if I have to put it in the correct way. And why he is the bridge or the middleman is because, we had mentioned yesterday, because these teams, on a layman's terms, speak different languages. By saying different languages means technical team is not functionally equipped. Rather, they are not functional experts. They are technical experts. They are very much into programming, delivering the software. Whereas functional team or stakeholders, customers, clients, internal teams, they are very much functional oriented. They want to get their work done, and they are not aware of the technical hassles or technical background, or technicalities of it rather. So that's why, to have a smooth communication, to share what is functionally required to the technical people, as well as what are the feasibility or technical teams concerned to the stakeholders. That's why BA role comes in picture, and it is so essential. So if somebody asks you what is the need, so this is one of the major point. I think Gauravji also had something to share. I feel like Gauravji, would you like to add something on this, on the need part?
No. We have already gone through yesterday's
Great,
part, so
great.
I'm good.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Great. Thank you.
So would it be
And
correct to
yes,
say to convert the need of the stakeholders, that is the
mhm.
functional team, to the
Convert as in,
development team in a proper
yes, as
language?
in, Nisha ji, your voice is little low. Will you? I did understand, but it is still low.
Now is it okay?
Yes, yes. Will you please repeat the sentence?
So would it be okay to say um, the need of a business analyst is to convert the needs of the stakeholders in
Mhm.
proper language which is understandable by the development team?
That actually sounds a lot theoretical and bookish. I will not deny this is not right. This is proper, but then this is not the only function of business analyst. Okay, this is one of the
Mhm.
major functions of business analyst, to bridge a gap between stakeholders and development. Along with that, BAs are hired, or BAs are necessary as they streamline the organizational processes. They make sure the entire documentation part is taken care of. As in, see, when I started working, there are certain responsibilities, they are unsaid. So generally in smaller organizations, they do not follow it proper processes, proper documentation, like how we were stating yesterday, that whenever a kickoff meeting starts, every meeting should have an MOM. So all these things, or you should have mentioned all the critical points on mails or in the BRD or FSD. We will be sharing all these details in today's session also. That's why I'm coming to this point. So uh, BA has many responsibilities, many tasks, and but the primary being, or the important one of the important being, being the bridge between development team and stakeholders, because this is where we go towards achieving our goal of getting the product or functionality delivered. So are we all on the same page on this? That why BAs are important, what is their basic role is, or how their daily schedule looks like in general. So yes, I think Dipti is here. Dipti Agarwal, right? Hi, Dipti.
Hey, hi Prerna.
Hi, hi. Yes, yes. We started actually, both the Diptis were not there, but it was time, so we just started. I hope you are clear with the quick recap of yesterday's session.
Yes, I am. Thank you
Yes,
so
yes.
much.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome, Nishaji. You were to say something. Nishaji, Mayank, Priya. Anybody has anything, any doubt till now? And yes, Nishaji, you had two doubts yesterday, I think, right? We would like to take it up. 1 second. I just have that in my WhatsApp. This is for all. Nishaji actually yesterday had some doubts which he quickly asked. I'll just read out the question because it does sound like a scenario. And Gauraji, you're open to answer it as well. I'll be explaining, but I would like if
Sure,
you
sure.
want to share your views. So Nishaji had this question. In my previous work in India, I would go to the client to make the website requirements, then make a project proposal, that is BRD, that she has mentioned. Explain the requirement to the programmer regarding what things would come from backend, then do the HTML layout for the website for client approval. So my role was what? Designer and business analyst. Is the role of business analyst slightly similar to a project manager? Are both roles interrelated? Maybe in the next session you can answer. Yes, Nishaji, very well put question and very practical question. And let me be uh, honest with you. Yes, uh, some of the roles tend to overlap between the team members. So, though project manager and business analyst are not the same authority wise or designation wise, some of the roles, like how you said, you talk to the client and you get the information, get the requirements. So, project manager in general, day to day work does not take the requirement from business from sorry clients. They are the part of the meetings, but taking the requirements, preparing BRD, all these tasks, they belong to, or they are done by business analyst, right? So when I was a project manager, I had a team of BA, or for a smaller project, I had a dedicated single person as a BA, right? So yes, but then all these activities, project manager is also a part of it. Like for the kickoff meeting, from any major meeting. But when there is an updation, or inclusion of some points in BRD, or there is some technical, or sorry, functional requirement clarity session, those are handled by BAs. That time, project manager is not involved. But when the BRD or FSD is completed, it goes to review, right? It starts with, first BA has to own self review his document, that this is proper as per the customer or stakeholders requirement. Then the document goes to the project manager. Even project manager reviews it. So in a way, his role is more of a supervisor, or a little more senior to a BA, and the tasks are not similar, but then yes, they be part of all the processes most of the time together, as they are crucial. Meeting the customer, having the first kickoff meeting, or having a requirement gathering meeting for the discussion part, as he's more or less the owner of the project. Owner as in, rather than important or authoritative person, a decision maker of the project, he be is a part of it. So does your question answer? Are you able to understand what I explained for this
Yes,
particular question?
yes,
Mm,
yes. Thank you.
Okay, so I would also like to add over here. So to in a simple and precise, to be simple and precise, your job was not project manager's role. So whatever you have explained, that these activities you were doing. And second thing was that even though you were doing some HTML, design work, but you majorly contributed towards what? Gathering the information and translating and sharing with the rest of the designer guys and all. So your job was
Yeah.
all basically for business analyst. I'm not going to ask you right now that कब की बात थी ये, and why? Because nowadays things are not limited, as Prerna ji has said, that role and responsibility sometimes overlaps, right? And being business analyst now, even in Scrum, you are expected to do a lot more. So whatever you had done, if today I'll talk, so that was the entire role of business analyst. I totally understand that can be comprised into. Okay, so
Okay.
is this addition good for you?
Yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you so much. Yeah, back to you, Prerna ji.
Yes. One more question Nishaji had. I'll just read out the question. This is not question. This is more of praising she had done for VA, but which is good. So a business analyst specializes is in documenting the business requirement for the IT system support using appropriate documentation standards. What would be the appropriate document standards? Is it the lingo, BRD, user stories? technical terms, a particular format of writing. Can you give us an example? So yes, Nisaji, today's session is dedicated for that. So let us start with the session. So you will eventually get some hang of it. Before starting the session, I just wanted to share something more to all of you. Like yesterday, when we mentioned about requirements or prerequisites, or currently what our BAs are expected to know in general. Though it's please note, it is not a mandatory thing, but it's a good to have skill. So even when I talk to my friends who are working as a BA in current scenario in India, senior BAs, I would say. So we talked about SQL, right? We talked about SQL. So basic knowledge of SQL is expected. I mean, not everywhere, but some of the firms, yes, basic knowledge of SQL and how join works. So this is always expected. So I just want to share a very good website with you, which is very good for beginners if you want to explore. I'm just quickly sharing that in the chat window. One second. So this is for all. The name is w3schools.com. It's a very user-friendly and understandable website. You can have fun with it. There are many topics, HTML and CSS, jQuery. So if anybody is interested, they can. But I have shared this specifically for SQL. So if you want to learn something, though it's completely optional. Let me be honest with you. Do not have this perception. Oh, this was supposed to be a functional course, and why are we having a database backend? Is a good to have skill. So as me and Gaurav ji were discussing yesterday, some people have a liking towards technical side. So yes, it is for all those who want to explore. So I think Gauravji, we are good to go ahead for the session. Anything anybody would like to share, or any doubts they got in the current discussion or explanation? We all are. Otherwise, you can just show thumbs up and we can go ahead.
Yeah, I do.
Prerna ji, I have a question.
Yes. Please.
May I know the difference between business system analyst and business analyst?
It's actually it's the same terminology used as differently in different organizations. Some companies called as BA, some companies called as business system analyst. It's just a word.
Okay.
How you call it. Yeah, there is nothing specific about it. A BA is a BA, and business system analyst is more or less same. It's how
Okay.
yes, different organizations call it. Yes.
I thought system analyst is into more technical side. I thought of.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's because you focus more on the word system. See, BA role primarily is not technical. Let me be honest with you. But as of now, currently, BAs are as the times are changing. Everybody is, especially in agile Scrum environment, everybody is involved in all the processes. So they are expected, or they take part of different other activities like testing of the application, or touching the database, and all that. But no, they are not. So if you come from a pure non-technical background, and you have functional background, you have had your degree or courses or understanding of BA, after this course you are good to. So please do not have that hiccup in your mind that is there any technical coding karna hai, anything. No, you are not expected to. If you have that background, it's well good enough for the understanding purpose that many technical people turn into BAPM. I am one of them. So yes, no, so there
Okay.
is no technical side of it.
So Prerna ji would like to
Thank
add
you.
something over here for Chanchal as well. So see, our focus area is what? Business analyst and business analyst. So going forward, you may come across when you will Google the things and job role or something, business system analyst or business different roles. Say for example, I generally come across a few things, and I believe you, couple of you might have also come across this thing. Few organizations talk about, analyst, system analyst, tester, QA, and QE role. Okay. But however, when you will get onto the job, you will experience into the IT, the job role is somewhere related to, and core area would be testing. Okay. So it is about, bringing the fancy term and making the employee feel good. Let me give you one live example of one of my friend. She is working with one of the fine company, and she's working as a vice president. Okay. And when I was totally surprised, because the graph I saw her, and she was working as a software developer, and all of a sudden she switched in an organization, and that's in Pune. So I asked her, means, how come you became vice president? So what they say, that the moment someone joins in with this of experience group, initially they are given this position called as vice president, but their job role is this. Did you get that? And it was so much, brain fryer. I could not even take
Perfect,
that.
perfect, perfect.
I
Many
could
a
not.
company, yeah, many, on the contrary, on a funny note, I think many US-based companies, their initial starting recruitment levels or initial levels also have a VP level, wherein in India, VP, and especially in banks and stuff, VP level is something where you have minimum 20 plus experience, years of experience of your career, and you're quite senior, and you might be heading a particular department, or a part of the department. So yes, bottom line is, do not get swept away by the jargons or the technical designation. It's
So
simply
yeah.
what you do. Yes.
So
Yes, yes,
understand the
Gaurav.
groundwork, and let's evolve from there, and be ready to contribute accordingly, and let the other, position or badges let come up, welcome them on the process, in the process. Okay. So yeah.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gauravji, over to you, I suppose.
Okay, so this thing, let me ask you, how many of you went through the recording? Means, did you find that it is useful to ask? It is useful to go through the recording once again, or you did not find? Means, was okay for you? So, how many of you felt the urge to go through the recording once again, and how many of you did not feel that? You can type into the chat window DF for did not feel that. And if you have done it, you can just click on the emoji. Okay. Emoji of thumbs up. Okay. So I have one answer. So no one is here. I mean, are you guys with me?
I just
Yeah.
saw a part of it, very little
Okay.
part of it, which I needed to see.
Thank you so
Rest
much
of
for.
it, while your class was going on, I had made certain notes of the 6 knowledge area, the prerequisites I had written down. So I didn't have to see the whole thing.
Super. Let me ask you this question as well. Thank you so much, Nishaji, for sharing this. How many of you, while the call goes on, you feel the urge to take notes, and you generally practice to have a notes with you?
I feel the urge, and I'm
Yeah.
doing it.
Super. Chanchal also do that. Who else does that? Yes.
I have a notepad.
Okay, you have a notepad and you use that too. I believe so. Thank you, Priya, sorry. So yeah, let's move ahead and get into the subject. So here it is. I have the idea about how your exercise is going on. Priya, especially for you, why I'm asking you, asking and emphasizing about you going through the week 1, day 1 recording, which I have shared with you, because there I have talked about some rituals which we work as a system. Why system? Because system work, people fail. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. You may have today the urge to get placed into corporate, tomorrow the same thing may not happen, because you may find yourself cooling down from the boiling point on which you have decided to start this journey. Okay, and that's the reason we have come up with some set of rituals which we need to do, and whatever is but when you need to start, when you will find exactly what I have asked you to do, that time you can start, and you may come up with some question about it. And that's why this is very, very important. This thing you will find it to do every day. Okay, so cool. By the way, since I'm talking about this, let me ask you, how many of you are already on this and doing it already and sensing the power of it to be focused upon on the journey you are in? I know, I believe Nishaji is
I am
doing.
getting, yes.
Yes,
I'm doing
yes.
it and I'm focused.
Yeah, thank you so much. And what about Mayank and Chanchal? Are you guys also doing it, and or you are thinking that okay, this is one good addition, and some fine day I can start, and this is totally normal? Yeah,
No,
Chanchal.
I'm focusing, I'm studying, and it's really helpful for me to
I'm
focus
asking
on.
about especially the Earl Nightingale stuff. Are you able to
Yes.
play that every day?
Yes,
Superb,
yes.
awesome. What about you, Mayank? Are you still getting
Yes,
into
yes.
some
I
other
also
area?
try to
Okay, okay.
take a look at.
So thank you so much for being honest, and really I appreciate that. So going forward, even if you are not in this classes, I want you to do what? Follow this. And in any area of your life, you feel that you are a winner. There are two type of people. One is having a lot of complaint. Okay, so whatever happens, they come up with the complaint, and their mind is like nya, 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 nya. Every time it is like a little voice. And some people are having a champion mindset. You need to ask yourself that what do you want to be? Do you want to be a victim, means a complainant, means keep on complaining, or you want to be a winner or champion? Okay, so when you will ask, you will come up with the solution, okay, without complaining. And it takes a lot of time. Sometimes what people say, this, there are two type of people. One, people who are complaining, what they will say, hey, here is the problem in the system. Okay, here is the problem in the system, and they will keep on talking about the problem. The champion mindset, what they will do, hey, there is the problem in the system, can we do this solution, or this solution? And some other people will be surprised, and they will say, superb, and we can have another solution as well. Are you with me so far and able to resonate with me? Yes, show me
Yes.
thumbs up. Thank you so much, Nishaji, for responding. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Priya. Thank you so much, Chanchal. Amazing. You guys are amazing and responding. Super. Let's move ahead, and in the week 5, day 1. And yes, what we are going to learn, we are going to learn 3 items today. Artifacts production on job as business analyst. What artifacts could be? Various documents. Analysis and reporting, we will come to know what exactly it is, and some tools for analysis and reporting, because analysis is a core job of any business analyst. So here our business analysis is continued. Prerna ji, I would like you to take from over here. Yeah. Moving to slide.
Yes, Gaurav. Yes. Uh, uh, so today, as Gauravji had mentioned, we will be starting with the primary roles and responsibilities of business analyst. So business analyst, artifacts on job production. So what are the main job of business analyst in day-to-day life? So this is a very good and simple, rather the important thing is, it is a simple diagram which shows the two important outcomes of a business analyst job. One is a product and one is a deliverable. So Gauraji, will you please go on the next slide? I'll just explain. We have mentioned what is that. Yes. One second, I'll have a photo. Yes. BA book, that is a business analysis body of knowledge, basically states that as a business analyst, there are two type of or two forms of artifacts or outcome or an output of your job that you may deliver. So one is a work product and one is a deliverable. So work product is a very vague or wide or it's an exclusive term for stating all the documents or diagrams or all that we have been talking from yesterday. So as a BA, you are expected, or it is a part of your job to deliver multiple or to share multiple documentation. We have noted those, many of them in the following slides. So you have to prepare business requirement document. You have to prepare MOA for meeting. You at times have to prepare RCA, that is root cause analysis of a particular issue or a any situation that you might have to interpret to the technical team or technical teams detail to the functional team and why these things are not feasible. So there are many documents along with taking notes during the important sessions or being the mediator between the stakeholders and the development team. Documentation is a very heavy and important part of your day-to-day life and your job profile. You are expected at times in some organizations to prepare workflow diagrams. When I say workflow diagrams, that means how the project functionality is working, how the flow of the application or product is going, what specific functionality we are working on. So it's not a mandatory thing, but some of the organizations they are very process oriented and they do focus on having the diagrams because it gives a clear picture. So all that is also part of this or BA's day-to-day job. Along with that, a deliverable means when you do all these documentation and meetings, right? So why are we doing that? Why? What is our main purpose or what is the objective behind that? So yes, as an organization, as a whole team, as a project team, we are working towards achieving a project or achieving a target of completing a project, or rather it will be a product. So for all of you, do you understand or do you have any doubts when I say, achieving a project target and creating a product? Do you have any? I mean, can you just tell me a single line of bifurcation between what is the project and what is the product? If I may have to ask, anywhere, anybody will do. It's just a quick question for your, understanding.
Project is a list of things to be done,
Mm-hmm.
and um the
Mm-hmm.
product is the final deliverable. Like, it's
Okay.
ready to
Okay.
be delivered. It's all tested and ready
Okay.
functionally. Everything is fine.
Okay. Okay. Nicely put. Anybody else? Anybody would like to add? Mayank, would you like to add something? Priya,
You
Vicky?
asked for difference between project and product, right?
Yes, just from understanding point of view, because you should know when what happens when you work on a product and what happens when you work on a project.
Yeah, for my understanding, it is a project is a series of events and like the teams that perform the work towards the output, and the product is the final output that we are getting.
Okay. 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 Anything else anybody would like to add?
I think I would share the same. Product
Okay.
final
Okay.
is the
Okay.
final
So
event.
right. So you all are right, but there is something more to add on. So, for example, you all must be using Microsoft Office, right? For Excel, for Word, for creating PPT. You all are using Microsoft Word, right? sorry, Microsoft Office.
Yes.
So if I may say, Microsoft Office is a product. We say it's a Microsoft product. Whenever we use any softwares or any designing tools, we say it's a Microsoft product, or it's what is the other term? Mm, any database tools we use. That's time we say, oh, it's their product. So basically, product means a set of features or any functionality that belongs to a particular company or organization, and they keep evolving in it. For example, earlier there were we keep having versions of Microsoft Office. They keep adding features. If there are any bugs, they keep changing. Or many, or for simplest example is a WhatsApp. You keep updating WhatsApp periodically whenever you get an update, right? So in a way, it's a product because you keep revising it. It's ever evolving, you know, uh, you know, and there might be versioning, version one, version two, alpha, beta, whatever, I'm to name it 1.2.3, 1.2.4. So this is basically a product, and generally a product belongs to a particular company, or they have their copyrights, or they have their rights on it. Whereas when I talk about a project, a project can be a part of part of a product, as in to complete a delivery of this product. We are taking small modules, small functionality as a project. At times, a website creation, like when I was a part of earlier companies, HDFC Home Loans, Bank of India, AXA Mutual Funds, or some training website or some HRMS website. They were my projects. So generally, a project is completed within a time frame, and there's not much versioning to it. Like for example, a website, yes, tomorrow I feel like I might change the look and feel. Nisha ji might relate, I might change the HTML layout, I might change its appearance and some functionality, but generally versioning is not involved. So I just want to say products are generally called as enterprise products. They have versioning and they are very long lasting. As in a company, as in you all must be knowing, Microsoft Office is just there from the beginning. Matlab, I have been seeing it as from a kid when my brother started going to office, and when he used to have his it's on his laptop, or earlier days, our home PC, we call it. So I just wanted to share this with you because when we are in the discussion, or when we are in any business meetings, we should know what kind of things we work on. So yes, product, when we say ultimately, it's more of a, when we say product, it's a thing. It's a utility. It's altogether a utility. Like WhatsApp, Facebook, Microsoft Office, any other software, Photoshop software. So these are products. Whereas we look at websites, web applications, those are normally termed as projects. This is not a hard and fast bifurcation again. I just wanted to give you clarity on this part. So am I clear on this? Do you have still any doubts? Or I just don't want you to get tied into the jargons, but understand why I shared all this. Are we good on this? Are we okay? Can we
Yes,
move ahead?
yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Anybody else? So, and this forum is all open for you when you talk to some of your friends or colleagues or anybody, or you're reading something on online and you just feel like how I think Chanchal, you did ask, right? Is this business analyst or business system analyst same or different? So yes,
Yes.
yes, we do want these kind of questions and doubts. So you have a better clarity when you talk with other people, when you give interviews, you have that confidence. When you have the background and details, the way you talk, the way you respond to question also changes, right? So we just want all of you to be that confident. And coming back to our slide, yes, BA's role is provide documentation. Those are many. We will cover that in ongoing slides. And deliverables, as in achieving the final output of a product or a project, depending on on which it is involved. So yes, Gauravji, would you like to add something on this slide information?
Yes, yes. One small thing for Chanchal. So Chanchal, the whatever the answer which are given to you for understanding purpose, and this is not for the this interview purpose. So in interview, if someone will ask you, they will not ask you what is the difference between business analyst and business system analyst. They will simply ask you. They may simply ask you what is difference between analyst and system analyst. So then you need to understand analyst is a wide terminology. However, the system analyst is in narrower terminology. So an analyst who will read some system, who will um, read and collect its functionality in a document and will be able to break it through in a different pieces, and then can simplify that what exactly its functionality is. So his focus is completely towards the systemization, and he is analyzing that. However, an analyst can analyze anything. An analyst can analyze communication. An analyst can analyze a workflow. An analyst can analyze some functionality or some document as well. So it's a wide terminology. So just to add something to in your answer. Okay, so be very careful when we are just trying to make you understand something. That is not at this moment any answer to any interview question. So is it clear for you guys? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
Got
so
it.
much. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that's a disclaimer I think I should add. So that's fine. So yes, Prernaji, back to you.
Thank you so much, Gauravji, for adding that. Okay. So we have been talking so much about preparing documentation and going ahead. You as a BA, you have many tasks of different documentation. So yes, for simplicity's sake, for understanding and for easy reference, this is a it's not a template though, but these pointers are common for all the documents. It might be a business specification document, it might be a report that you're generating, it might be RCA document. So more or less all the documents have some similar base. So this is it. So it's simply plainly named as BA artifact. That means whichever document you are preparing. So it starts with the title of the document, like what are you preparing? It's the business specific BRD, or it is RCA, or it is MOM, or it is any other document. So title is important. Okay, document history. Document history is very important as an when I was sharing about any product versioning, like how we install WhatsApp or Facebook version. Similarly, we also maintain document versions or document history. Why and it's important and why it is done. So whenever we have initial meetings with the customers, as I was saying, and we have prepared that BRD, we can name it version 1.0 is generally the first version. But then as and when the further meetings happen, the further brainstorming happens, the requirements evolve, and there is there is some change. What we do, we keep changing the document, but then every change in that document, in that functionality, has been moved to a different version. So why it is done? It is done for the simplicity and for keeping the track of how much we are changing the original requirements, or rather, instead of saying changing, how much updations we are doing in the earlier requirements or functionality shared. So that's why versioning is very important, and all that document versions or document history is maintained. So, for example, I might start my first document as okay, it's a BRD, business requirement document, a version 1.0, and all that mentioned. So maybe in a couple of days, I have another meeting with the customer or clients and stakeholders, and they are like, oh no, we want to add maybe KYC, know your customer feature, if it is a banking application, functionality in your application. So I have like 1.1. Generally, it goes like this: 1.1, 1.2, or If there is any major revamp, then you might go to version 2.0. So, and all that, why this document was created, that we have a template in the further slide, so do not worry, we will share that with you. Right now, this is just for an explanation. So all that is maintained. So, so you know which version, what changes you have done. So version 1.1 was KYC, version 1.2 was adding a nominee. So on and so forth. Many other functionalities or updations can be added. So yes, for any document, document history is important. Document review, I mean to say, as Nisha ji, if you remember, I was saying when you have had asked the question, okay, is PN PN same? So in that context, I had mentioned whatever documents PS prepare, right? So those have to be reviewed. Now just answer me something. When you are working as a maybe junior developer or junior sales associate or any other junior level or entry level job or work we're doing, generally where your work directly submitted or there were review process involved.
The
This is for,
boss would review it.
yes, your boss would review it. Earlier your maybe TL or team lead or technical specialist would review it, right? So do you guys plainly understand what is the purpose of review, why reviews are generally done, not only for junior level, for any work? What do you think why reviews are done? It's just a plain simple question. It's nothing, no technicalities about it. Why would you feel reviews are important, or why reviews should be done,
Somebody senior in the organization who has more experience of similar things
Mm-hmm.
would so that if you've missed something or you've documented something not in the appropriate language.
Perfect, right? Absolutely right. Anybody else? Anybody else? Dipti, Priya, Mayank?
Yeah, just to make sure and double check, just to be sure.
Perfect, perfect. Yes, yes. Anybody else would like to
Making
add something? Mm-hmm.
making sure we are on track as well. I think that's also important.
Okay, okay. Making sure you're on track. Okay. Anything else?
Any changes need to make if the document is not okay currently. So
Yes, very much, very much. Yes, yes. So all of you have given, mentioned rightly all the bits and pieces of why a review is important. As currently, as you all have become seniors or you have gained experience, you realize as a junior or at times just for how we have that cross checking as well. So reviews are important, wherein preferably a senior or a senior colleague verifies or reviews your document, reviews your work, uh, making sure all the necessary details are part of it. It has a proper template, it has proper details, it is in line with your organization standards. By the way, that reminds me of very important thing, just for your knowledge. Even though we will be sharing some of the templates, and internet will have hundreds and thousands of different templates for your reference, there is one fun part. Every organization, rather every big organization or established process following organization, have their own templates for different kind of documents. So yes, first of all, do not have this confusion. Clear your mind. Oh, internet has so many templates. BRD is written like this. That this detail is there. It's all simplified. Whichever organization you go to, they have their own template with their own, trademark or their name, their maybe their logo or whatever the way they structure it. So we are better off. We are really saved, or we are really, it's very helpful for a BA. You just have to put in information in a template, right? Everybody understands the word template. You just have to put in information. You have to just mention details in that particular template. So yet we are studying how a typical document looks like. So when we enter the real life work scenario, we know what I'll have to add in that particular document. So yes, the document review is done. Then the document, along with document review, document approval is also required, as I give my document for the review to my seniors, to my stakeholders, or maybe. And by the way, document review and approval also has a process. Like for example, if a document is prepared by a junior or a BA, it goes to review. Just a hierarchy, hypothetical hierarchy as of now. It may change depending on the involvement. So that may go to the senior BA. Then that may senior B after senior BA's approval, it may go to your tech lead if required, or your project manager. After that, it may go to your project architect, and along with that, the final ultimate word has to be of project sponsor. So yesterday we did hear this terminology. Project sponsor is a person or a team or a set group of people in any organization who basically sponsors the project, as in their funds are at stake, who are giving the budgeting of the project. So you might say, what do you mean by budgeting in an organization? So providing resources, providing time. They are paying the salary. Not ultimately, they are paying the salary. As in, they are interested in the project, and they are ultimately giving the go ahead on all the big what I would say decisions, and they are the project sponsors. So project sponsors are in a smaller firm where I'd worked in a couple of small firms. Your company owner is generally stated as a project owner, project sponsor, because ultimately all the work belongs to him from company point of view. In bigger organizations, your specific department heads or your vertical heads might be project sponsors. So in the review and approval process, the final approval has to come from project sponsors for every major variation or any major versioning. So Gaurav, would you like to add something on this if you feel like?
So quickly, the thing is that, okay, any document that keeps on evolving. What is our nature? Our nature is you do anything or you don't do anything. What is going to happen? You will end up finding that things are getting upgraded. Yes or yes with me so far? Yeah. Are you with me, guys? Yeah.
Yes.
Anything automatically happens. Even a child is sitting, you will find that he will grow. Yes. So this is the nature's law, and that's how even a single document is coming for production. You are creating some document, as Nisha ji has told, that title is required, document history is nothing. Initially, tell me, when you are first time creating any document, what will you write in document history? Who can answer this?
Version 1.0.
No.
Or you might not even write any version.
Okay, so this document history, let me tell you, not always it could be 1.0. Okay, sometime it may also happen that any document, if the purpose of document is that it could be a deliverable, right? Deliverable means you could send it to the client as well. Yes. So internally, what happens, we start creating a document. When we are creating a document, as Nisha ji said, that in review, the senior reviews them. Okay. So what exactly going to happen, and what exactly generally happens is that title sheet, you will write title, document history, you will label that area, label that portion, label that page, give it a caption as document history, and you will start writing, you will give it a today's version, that is 0.1, that you can give, or if you want to give 1.0, you can give, but recommended would be 1.0, sorry, 0.1, unless it is completely reviewed, because when it is ready for the publishing purpose, then its actual release version will be 1.0. So for your understanding, so that even though there is no data, the caption would be there: document history, document review. Even if no review has been done, that caption on one page would be there. A table will follow that: who has reviewed on which date, okay, his name, his position and date. Then document approval, who has approved the document. And then document distribution, it will go to which department, okay. Then purposes, crafted, written. A reference document will go, may go at the end, because you will say that what all the documents you have referred. But also it could be at the similar position where it is mentioned that what I was reading, uh, yeah, reference document at this similar position. But I just now skipped document purpose. You have to write before that, and the background you have to talk about. Assumption and constraint, that could be the part of the same document. So here the document will gradually break up. These are the key area: assumption, constraint. It will also follow some use cases, some scenario, okay. So you will further expand them further. Appendix is nothing but bibliography or references or something like that. So yeah, so that only I just wanted to sum up for this slide. Back to you, Prerna ji. So yeah, I think I have talked everything, even what you have not covered, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So we will just ask them.
Yeah.
What do you do you have any doubts on this slide? So history, review, the distribution. What is the document purpose? Like why the document is prepared? So if it is a business case, why it is prepared? It's a diagram. What is its purpose? BRD is itself is self-explanatory business requirement document. So if there are any other documents you have referred, any other earlier, brochures or any outside organization or internet, say standards you have referred, any other specific documents, specific, what you say, like you're following some standards from BA-BOK or PMBOK that can be mentioned. So all that and any assumptions, if any, if they are assuming, okay, assuming this project will be getting over by 6 months, assuming, generally it's not highly used in business, but yes, it's a part and parcel of project of a document template. So any of you has any doubts in this slide, or else I will request Gaurav to take over from the next slide.
Yeah,
Could you
sure.
give some examples of referenced documents? Could it be certain
Yes, we
links
do
or-
have. We do have a template in following slides. We will share that. Yes, yes, Gauravji, over to you.
Yeah. Yes. So I think the previous slide is done. Whatever we wanted to sum up, that we have sum up, and here it comes to analysis and reporting. Okay, so Prerna ji, would you like to take this up?
Yes, shortly, I'll just explain analysis and reporting. It's again one of the, as we have been highlighting, it's one of the important part of BA's day-to-day life, work life process. So this is a very simple and easy to understand diagram wherein we have mentioned we get data. I'm just plainly, there is a data that has to be reported, analyzed, and then the action and values are outcome of it, or they lead to action and outcome, action and value. So in short, the data comes from stakeholders, client, or their own experience as per the project or product involvement. That all data they have gathered. Then they prepare reports. So these are basically a BA's a task. What do you say? Flow, if I have to call it that way. They prepare the reports that would require as per the requirement of their stakeholders, or if there is an issue and for example a particular system is not working fine and business or stakeholders or client is asking what's the reason, then there is a document called RCA, that is root cause analysis. And I think that simply explains its purpose, that we are sharing the details of why that issue might have occurred, or why that what is the cause of that issue to occur, and how that was handled, and what impact it had on our application or our project. So that all, so simple, that kind of reporting, or any after any meeting, MOM, that is minutes of the meeting, like the thrust of the meeting, that has to be shared. So similar way, similar reports they can share. Analysis is one aspect where a BA has to put in his effort, put in his experience, his skills. So he needs to sit and analyze, study, that okay, what could have been better, and how can I put this requirement in in simplest form, that it will be easy to understand, to the customer or to the business development team. So, or there's analysis, simple analysis. Whenever we give a task, we just don't start it blindly. You have a thinking process over it. Okay, I might start with this. This should be my approach, or this should be the timeline I should finish my work in. And yes, that leads to action and value, as in that ultimately results in better quality products, better quality communication along with different teams, and that results finally in delivery of projects, delivery of products, timely delivery, qualitative work. So this is a very simple yet impactful diagram. Gauravji, would you like to add something on this, please?
Yeah, so simple, understand that it's nothing but input output. Keep in mind that whatever you are going to analyze must be backed by some data, and based on that, what exactly you do, you need to present that. For present purpose, what do you require? Report. You see that everything is representing some graphs, some growth, okay, and small text area. So understand, I believe if you have not done it, I would recommend you to go ahead and do it in Excel. Create some dummy dashboard, like how much income you have, how much expenses you have, where categorize them, like grocery, or say recreational stuff or something like that. Come up with the its breakups, or its percentage. You can generate a pie chart, that how much your entire income is getting distributed in every area. So while doing this smaller exercise, you are getting ready to start creating any report, okay, in a pictorial manner, in a very understandable manner for all the stakeholder, all the people who are involved in the project. Further, you will again analyze those report and understand what exactly to be done, what exactly not to be done, what is going well, what is not going well. Say, I just ask you the example. If you end up finding yourself, your 75% of income is going by to pay just your debts, then there, that analysis, from where it has come from, the report which you have created, right? And then what the corrective action you will take? You will now pause yourself. Okay, unnecessary expenses, I won't do that. You will learn the art of growing your wealth, instead of slicing them down to in paying the bills. Okay, so those are the action, learning the wealth generation formula and various things, and thus it will keep on adding the value. So this is the summary of this pictorial diagram. So good with this? Did you get this, guys? What exactly here the flow has tried to tell you?
Yes.
Thank you so much for responding, Nishaji. So I believe everyone is there with me.
Yes.
Thank you so much for responding. Yeah, amazing. So fine. Can I move further, Nishaji? Sorry, and everyone else, and Prernaji. See, whose name will come first, who will be first given any job. Okay, the more you will interact, the more you will communicate out, and see, the more you are visible, you will be valued, right? And this is how the things will work. So I had asked in one of our session, that have you updated your LinkedIn profile? Have you started creating the connections? Okay, in what area you need to create connection, from where you are going to get value. So be visible in this professional social media, and so that you will end up creating your network, which will be helpful for you, through which and via which you can get benefited to get placed. Are you with me so far? And did you understand the importance of interacting and importance of communication? Yes, guys. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for your response.
Good
So
morning to everybody. I don't know. Somehow I was just wondering where is hello? Hello. What happened
Hello.
today? Yeah, I
okay,
mean,
thank you. So are you ready to do a quick exercise with me? One quick exercise. Okay. So not doing anything, wherever we are sitting, what we have to do. Are you first ready? Let me ask you this thing. Are you
Yes.
ready? Yeah.
Yes.
Are you ready
yeah.
to feel bit uncomfortable? Yeah. So sit straight. Okay. I believe you are doing. Bring up your hand. Okay. And just turn to left. Just go to left. I believe you are doing, even though you are not visible, and just make a sound with me. Whatever time it is, just make a sound like this. Uh, yes. And go to right, or another direction, and another sound. Yeah. Ah. Okay. So now gently give a massage to your back, and just go back and make a sound. Say, yes. And now it's time to bend down little and make the similar sound. Touch your feet. Try to touch your feet. If not, try to touch the surface wherever you are sitting and make a sound. Yeah. I hope you have done. And if you have done that, then say, then I have something for you. Now you need to give a camera high five to me, stating that I am super aware. I am super aware. Give me a camera high five. Thank you so much, Nisha ji. Thank you so much, Chanchal. Thank you so much, Prerna ji. Thank you so much. Thank you. I truly love that. Let's get back to doing the artwork and learning. Thank you so much. And here we go. So yeah, this slide. Yeah, back to you, Prerna ji.
So yes, we have been, we have had a very detailed explanation of the earlier diagram. So this is this in continuation with that. So what these are some quick checkpoints which you need to keep in mind whenever we are analyzing or reporting. So what is it? Start with the end in mind. That means what are you trying to say in your BA reports? BA reports mean any of the documents. What is the purpose of the document? What is the intention of the document? What are you trying to convey to the involved parties? That might be a technical team, that might be stakeholders, or you might be creating a user manual wherein you're just incorporating all the changes, all the updates required, all that features of the application that have be a part of it. So what is the purpose of this document? That has to be mentioned. Who are you writing your business analysis report for? Okay. So remember, Nishaji, in the beginning of that session, I was reading your question. I said, yes, we do have the answer in the following session. So these are some of the documents. I have mentioned a couple of them in the earlier discussion, like MOM, that stands for minutes of the meeting, wherein you give the crux or highlights of the meeting and share over mail or in a document. You have your BRD or FSD. So remember, BRD is business specification, business requirement document, and FSD is functional specification document. Uh, some of the firms you call it BRD, some of the firms you call it FSD. Though the names are different, apparently their contents and their objective is same. So whatever business requirements or functional requirements, functional specifications are there, those are documented for the development or for the further processes. So there is one more interesting document called scope analysis document, wherein the scope of that entire project or our product or that development activities involved. You may ask, why the scope analysis document is required? We have enough documents. We're mentioning everything in BRD. and other documents. So what happens in day-to-day daily life of any business activity, many a times customer or client might come off with some requirements which are not part of that project. For example, any website, any bank website wherein you log in, you check your balance or you check your uh, mm, uh, credits and debits, so your transactions, whatever. So tomorrow, and I think everybody has this simple set of functionalities in every website, maybe SBI, maybe HDFC, ICICI, Axis for that matter. If but tomorrow, maybe a customer comes and says, "Hey, I want to add one more account in my this no uh, bank account, like how we have Google, or how we can add one more Gmail account to Google account, and similar functionality which is not yet implemented, and which is actually not that I would say sound sorry which is not foolproof as far as banking is concerned. So in such a scenario, I think you understand my point, right? I'm just saying like how we can add one more account in Gmail or Google when you're already logged in, and you say, okay, add more account and one more account, and you can just I think add a couple of more accounts. Everybody can be logged in on the same, their accounts, and they can access on a same machine. So on similar scenario, if somebody asks for that in a banking account, and that is not in being, implemented, and it was not even a part of the discussion, initial discussion, you can simply highlight stating, no, this is not a part of our scope, and that's why we have this scope analysis document, wherein the scope, as in what all things, what all functionality will be covered, is highlighted and is mentioned. So yes, it's a very important document to have, and it acts as a savior in situations where client is too demanding and they are asking for the updates and for the requirements, and you can say, no, see, we do not have that in, mentioned. So that's one of the document. RCA, I think I have explained enough that whenever any issue is there, any technical glitch is there, or anything, any functionality is not working as expected, that time you have to give the root cause analysis to the stakeholders, to the client, stating, I have prepared a lot of RCs in my earlier organizations, in my earlier days, so I'm very well versed with that. So what is the cause of, what is the issue, why that issue was caused, maybe sometimes database issue, some technical issue, some server is down, some network is having low bandwidth, and what was the impact of that issue. RCO, or impact analysis, means, see, for example, if tomorrow, assume ICICI website is down, ICICI bank website is down, so what would be the impact of it? People are not able to log in, they're not able to check their account status, they're not able to do online transactions, they're just not able to do things. So all that has an impact on the business, on their day-to-day activity. So that impact has to be mentioned, measured, and what were the steps taken to recover that. Okay, no, we restarted the DB server, we changed the pointing, we maybe, we refreshed the code, or whatever, what any technical things they must have done to overcome that. So all that has to be a part of your RCAs, and RCAs are very important for having communication with the customer, wherein they don't feel that they are lost in case of any issue is there. So yes, even in my today's work, day-to-day life in Axis Bank also, though I don't prepare, but if there's any issue in particular application, RCAs are given, for that, for those issues. Flow diagrams, as I was mentioning earlier, where you are in your in your development process, what that functionality look like. So all these are part of different types of documents. Don't get swept away, or don't think it's too much, or don't get tense. First of all, these are quite easy to understand, and quite what I would say, easy to implement document. There is nothing rocket science. We'll share a template with you and then you'll have an understanding. I think Gaurav wants to add something. He's unmuted
Yeah.
his
So
mic.
I have a question for, so Prerna, can you just take a name from the entire participant? Any one name.
Chanchal.
Okay, Chanchal, just tell me, what do you understand by BRD? Just tell us the full form.
Business requirement document.
Well said. Please call out someone's name.
Nisha ji.
Nisha ji. Okay. Nisha ji, what do you understand by FSD?
Functional scope document.
Yeah.
Specification.
Yes.
Functional
Scope or
specification
specification document. Yeah. Call out someone's name, please.
Mayank.
Mayank, what do you understand by RCA?
By what?
RCA.
RC
Yeah.
is the impact analysis.
Okay. So, but what will be the full form of this RCA? You can say no if you don't know, or if you can just say that you would like to know.
I would like to know.
Thank you. So yeah, call out someone's name.
Chanchal.
Chanchal is done. Priya is left. You can call Priya's name.
Yeah, root cause analysis.
Root cause analysis. Thank you. Thank you so much. So Mayank, did you get the answer? RCA is root cause analysis. So what I want, everyone is on same page and only we are going with the abbreviation. You should be knowing what exactly it is. Okay. So far, so good. Yes. Guys, with me, are you with me? With entire abbreviation has been covered so far.
Yes.
So one quick tip, since when we go further, how many of you would require the quick tip? How to get directly narrowed down towards the RCA?
Me.
Okay, thank you so much. So I will just tell to Nishaji. Okay, I'll just
Me
personally.
too.
Okay, thank you, Chanchal. So two guys will get into the chat. Okay, everyone needs it. So I want yeses from every one of you guys.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you so much. So the hack is this: if you want to get to the root cause of anything, at least ask 5 times why. You might be knowing this, but you might have not implemented it. For anything, for anywhere, any cause or any harm, any defect has been introduced, at least ask 5 times why. We may end up finding that something else is culprit, but behind that culprit, some other culprit is sitting. So how many of you have known, how many of you have heard this terminology which is called as domino effect? How many of you know this domino effect? You know that?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay, thank you so much, Priya. So what is domino effect? Domino effect is nothing as simply understand that we have a thank you, Mayank, small blocks. Okay, small block, and one is a bigger block at the end. So this is the chain. Let me do what? Let me go to the screen and share my screen. Okay, quickly, and I won't take much time. Okay, so I know that we are heading towards the end, and in fact we are heading towards the today's sessions end as well. So what I'm doing, I'm resharing my screen. I'm just googling it out for you guys. Okay, for you guys. So what I want you to show the picture. Okay, dominoes effect. Okay, so domino effect, and here is the picture. So let's understand one thing. In the picture, what do you see? It's just loading up. So once, yeah. So let's understand this. Okay, one of the picture I'm just opening up for you guys. Okay, so you see the small cards are there, right? Did you see that small cards are there? Yeah, look like dices. Yes. Here, are you able to see this? Can someone
Yes.
respond? Thank you. What exactly happened? The at the starting point, one small piece of the dice you may find or card you may find, and once it gets the push, what exactly happens? it impacts the bigger one, then further the bigger one, the bigger one, the bigger one, and may impact the biggest one. And it has so much power that it can, break a big tower as well. And that's why this is called as domino effect. So we have to understand what is the behind the reason of collapsing a tower. It could be this push which has been applied over here. So it has the means it has the that severe level of depth it may have. Okay, so coming back to our slide and the explanation, ask why. So why this thing is not loading, why the page is not loading within 5 seconds. So someone will say that one image is image is actually not loading, entire page is loading, but the image is not loading. Why image is not loading? Because that image format is different, that is not being supported by this web page. Okay, why it is not being supported? Because this web page is not updated. Okay, why this web page is not updated? Because, and thus you will identify the reason behind. The reason would require one small fix, otherwise people end up finding the various solution, and the root cause won't be addressed. And that's the reason behind root cause and its impact analysis. It may impact the neighbor area as well. So that's just to sum it up. So are you clear on how to find out root cause analysis by asking at least 5 time questions? Did you get that? How many of you have got this?
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Me.
Priya.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Chanchal. Thank you, Nishaji.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayank. Yeah. So let's move further. Yeah, back to you, Prernaji. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Gaurav. So this is Gaurav, why don't you go ahead and just, because I have shared that
Yes,
earlier
yes.
slide,
So
you
fine.
can
So
explain the
guys,
template. Yes.
there is one work play for you. So I want you to form a team together, exchange your number with each other. How you are going to do, you are going to do, and this is going to be your exercise for today. What will be the work play? The work play is that think of one simple project. I'm leaving that to you. Okay, simple project. Create a Word document, and that Word document will have this thing. What? Title sheet, document history, and blah blah blah. One person you will say that you can name this as a project. Okay, think of any functionality. Even it could be creating a delicious flavored tea. Okay, so that could be one, or any sumptuous dish. It could be installing a fan. Means it could be anything. So think of the project, brainstorm if possible through WhatsApp or something, and then what exactly you need to do: create this document. One person, project name, enter project name, then project type. So you can take a picture of this. So in this term, I want you to create a simple document. That document will follow this. Even if you are not able to picture this, this is 1 minute 23 second. Take a note of it. 1 minute 23 second, where I am sharing this slide, as well as 1 hour 23 second 23 minutes. Okay, so I'm sharing this slide. What do you need to do? You need to bring all this thing in the BRD document. Okay, so it has the project name, it has the project details, project name, blah blah blah, everything will be there, overview will be there, and at the end document sources will be there. So this is just for your example. I want to see your creativity, your thinking, that how you can develop one document atlas together. So are you with me, and do you promise and do you commit? Because our next session will be on Thursday. So before Thursday you have around 48 hours to play on this. So how many of you can commit or can come together and play this and create one document? And when you will come back on Thursday, we are going to review that together. Yes, can you do that?
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. Thank you,
But
thank you,
I
thank
have a
you.
question.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you're saying you should include everything, title sheet, document history, review. Now, where does your project type come? Does it come as a part of title sheet or a part of the document history sheet?
Are you asking about the project title? Is
Yeah,
it?
you have no. Over here in the business requirement document, you have said project name, project type, project start date. But you're telling us that in the document you make, you have to put all the attributes which are
Yeah.
common to docs. So if I'm taking this format, when I'm saying document history page, what part of all this of the BRD should go in document history?
Okay, so when you are creating a BRD document, create this one as first. Okay, where you are talking about means what exactly the name of the project is, what kind of project is, what is the tentative start date, tentative end date, who all will be the project sponsor, primary driver, who will be driving the show. You can mark your name and Chanchal because you guys took the lead and said yes as first. Okay, you said yes at first. Okay, I see that someone has just missed. So someone has missed in this. Okay. So there were 8 people. I think someone has gone back. Okay. Anyways, so continuity from there. So then project management department, you can among you can decide who could be the part of project manager department. So it could be kind of a role play. Then talk about overview. Then document resources, and in document resources you can talk about various document for sugar analysis report, means how much sugar has to go inside the this thing, and you can name anything which will make some sense. Okay, and the role. Okay, so who is playing what role and what the business unit is taking care of that. Once this page is over, because we are writing the business requirement document, jump over here. I want you to think that what the title you will be giving. Will that title sheet will go above this page or may follow the next to this page? Now think about this document history. Will it immediately follow the next one, or just immediately after this title sheet wherever you have placed it, or just if this has become the first one and rest it is following this one, you can. So think about it. I want your now thinking has to be activated, triggered, and create a document which is understandable. Okay, so there is no hard and fast rule that it will follow this, but definitely it will follow some senses, some flow. Yes, with me so far?
Yes, sir, but I have a question actually. So should we
Yeah.
all, like the remaining people, except
Yeah.
for the train, we all form a what? I mean, interact with each other and do this together?
Yeah, you can. So this is a very good idea. Come together, and I think Nishaji, you can take a lead on this, right? Because you said yes, and I really love that. And when I saw saw Chanchal was excited for this. Yes, and what will happen once you will create a first draft, rotate with another one, second one will decide. During review, change the review period. You can so instead of date, you can write the timestamp and the number of person who is reviewing that, and try to be some like this, that knowingly, deliberately, you leave something. Okay, the another person will tend to add it. In this way, what will happen? You will end up reading that document, right? Try to make it short, sweet, but still try to add all the elements. Does it make some sense? Yeah, are you with me on this exercise in this workplay?
Yeah.
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 Not very tough, or
Yes.
easy and exciting for you to do, right?
Yeah, something basic. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So Mayank, you are there in this game. How many of you are already in this game? You can just type into the chat window game on, or just shout out game on, and we'll see
Game
how.
on.
Thank you.
On,
Game on.
Game on. Super, amazing. So let's move further. And here we see what is analysis and reporting. So the same format which we have explained over here about analysis and reporting, this has come over here about the data, how it is being pushed for creating a report. Then business users are analyzing this. Okay, this analysis is happening, and then again whatever the missing item is there, that will be pushed further, and the action item and the value will derive. Now I'm giving you something amazing. What is this something amazing? While you will be creating the document, there are some tools required for analysis and reporting. So
Gaurav ji,
Yes.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting. I feel we have shared a lot of today. So if everybody is okay, we can take the tools in the next session. If you're
Yeah.
okay with it.
I'm totally okay.
Because there's something new, we might like to show them on screen, and it's we're
Yeah.
already reaching 11 because we're starting late. So I just also wanted to share one more announcement. As I was talking with Mayank, for some of the other reasons, I know we have shifted the timing from 8:30 to 9:30. So, but for accommodating everybody and not to get too delayed, we will be starting our sessions. This is for all. We will be starting our sessions Thursday onwards at 9:15 a.m. Sorry, p.m. So it would be 15 minutes early to what we started today, and we will also be focusing not to extend beyond 11. That's one of the primary reason, Gauravji, why I interrupted you. I'm so sorry for that. My apologies. So we do not want to extend too much at night, and also do not want to bombard you with all the information at once. So we will go slow and steady, and we will start at 9:15, and we'll try to wind up by 10:45. I suppose it's 11 p.m. now, but we do not want to go ahead till that time
Yes.
from next week. Yes, Gauravji?
Yes. Totally with you on this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because after the entire day, even their energy tends to also go a little low. It's our start of the day, so we are, and as you are always super energetic, so you might not be having that issue. But I suppose with others, with household and office work, we would consider that. So guys, have you noted this? We will share the message accordingly. But Thursday onwards, we will meet at 9:15 p.m. Is it okay with all? Right?
Yeah,
Hello.
totally. Yes, totally fine.
Cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
Superb.
Most
So
welcome. Most welcome.
next time I'll give you some clue. Rather it's a long program, but you can
Yes.
think about it. So think that how many of you want to always be in the high energy. There is some tips and tricks behind that. If you are really wanting to, then that, you can talk to me about that. But that's a totally separate thing apart from what we are learning. But energy is vital thing that I would recommend for each one of you. Okay, especially I think Mayank can relate with this. He comes from sales background. I was never been into selling, but still I know what the energy plays the vital role. So yeah, so that's it from my end. So I want you to end up with one statement or one word today. Okay, just I would ask someone to say, so Priya, just tell one word from today's learning and just call out someone's name.
Yeah, it was informative yesterday, and it's a little more informative, and it's getting interesting. So
Wow.
interesting is the word that I would choose. Yes.
Interesting.
And yeah, I would call Chanchal.
Okay, Chanchal.
Excellent.
Excellent. Call out someone's name.
Mayank.
Mayank.
Thank you.
Thank you. Call out someone's name, please.
Nisha.
Nishaji. I think you are on mute.
Beautiful. Prernaji.
Prernaji. Yes.
Perfect.
Perfect. You can call out my name now.
Yes, Gauravji.
Thank you so much. We have come to the end. Do the work, play, and see you on next Thursday. Bye-bye. Take care. See you all.